Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rohmawati. I'm from TBI2. Today, I will make term assignment in academic reading course. This article discusses about promoting vocabulary building, learning motivation, and culture identity representation through digital storytelling for young Indonesian learners of English as a foreign language. General overview of the article. This article explores the effectiveness of integrating local culture into a digital storytelling or DST project-based learning pedagogy for teaching English as a foreign language or EFL to young Indonesian learners. The study specifically investigates the impact of this approach on students' vocabulary acquisition, culture identity expression, and engagement in the learning process. And then, why does the study matter? This research is significant because it tackles a critical issue if in English foreign language education, the lack of engagement and motivation in learning English among Indonesian students, particularly those who view it as disconnected from their daily lives. The study demonstrates that incorporating local culture and using digital storytelling can create a more meaningful and engaging learning experience. It also highlights the potential of digital storytelling to enhance student vocabulary development and understanding of the language in culturally relevant contexts. And then, what can you learn from this study in terms of topic, theory, or method? This study contributes to the growing body of research on the application of digital storytelling in English foreign language education. It provides valuable insight into topic, theory, and method. From the topic, the role of local culture and digital storytelling in English foreign language pedagogy, particularly in the context of Indonesian junior high school students. And then the theory, the study draws on theoretical, the theoretical framework related to culture, conceptualization, cooperating learning, and multimodal learning to understand the impact of digital storytelling on student learning. The method is the research employed case study approach using mixed method, data collection and analysis techniques, including group interviews, reflective journals, classroom observation, and thematic analysis. Okay, here I want to analyze the title. The title clearly focuses on the impact of digital storytelling or DST on young Indonesian learners. The specific learning outcomes like vocabulary buildings, learning motivation, and cultural identity representation are emphasized, indicating the intended benefits of using digital storytelling in this context. The title implies that the research aims to demonstrate the effectiveness of digital storytelling in achieving these learning outcomes. The use of promoting suggests a proactive approach to prove the positive impact of this method. The title clearly identifies the specific context of the research is young Indonesian learners of English as a foreign language. This indicates that the study is conducted within a particular culture and educational environment, considering the technique needs of this group. By combining these elements, the title effectively conveys the research scope, objectives, and the specific audience in the addresses. Okay, here the summarize the main point of abstract. The first is issue. Traditional English foreign language instruction in Indonesia often relies heavily on textbooks and grammar exercise, leading to a lack of engagement and motivation among students who perceive English as disconnected from their daily lives. The second is gap. While digital storytelling or DST is widely recognized as a valuable approach in English teaching, its application in the Indonesian context, particularly its potential to bridge culture gaps between student primary culture and English cultures has been underexplored. The third is focus. The study investigates how digital storytelling integrated with local culture can enhance Indonesian junior school student meaning making in Indonesia through a narrative project. The fourth is method. The research employed a case study approach using qualitative data collection method like focus group interviews, reflective journals, classroom observation, and analyzing the digital storytelling product itself. Multimodal transcription and thematic content analysis were used to interpret the data. The fifth is key findings. The study showed that the digital storytelling is effective in promoting student identity expression, and meaning making through local culture stories. It also increased student motivation and engagement. The collaborative nature of the digital storytelling project and its focus on local culture facilitate deeper understanding and connection to the target language, leading to improved vocabulary acquisition and communication skills. This research highlights the potential of integrating culturally relevant digital storytelling projects into English foreign language curricula to create more engaging and meaningful learning experience for Indonesian students. Next, I want to identify main issue or problem. The main issue addressed in the article is the lack of engagement and motivation in learning English among Indonesian junior school students. This is attributed to the traditional English foreign language method, heavily relying on textbooks and grammar exercise, which students perceive as disconnected from their everyday realities. And then the previous empirical study is previous research has explored the benefits of digital storytelling or DST in English foreign language education, demonstrating a positive impact on language learning, engagement, and motivation. However, the research primarily focused on multicultural or intercultural settings. Then, the research gap and contribution from this article is the research gap lies in the limited exploration of digital storytelling in a monocultural English foreign language context, specifically its potential to create a bridge between students' primary culture and English cultures. The study uniquely addresses this gap by investigating how a local culture-based digital storytelling narrative project can enhance vocabulary acquisition, engagement, and cultural identity representation for Indonesian students. And the contribution is the study demonstrates the effectiveness of using digital storytelling integrate with local culture and facilitate meaning making in English, improve vocabulary development, and boost students' motivation. It contributes to the understanding of how digital storytelling can be successfully implemented in a monocultural English foreign language context, highlighting its potential to bridge culture gaps and create more engaging and culturally relevant learning experiences. Okay, from the literature review, I want to identify the theoretical foundation or main concept. The authors primarily draw upon the concept of culture conceptualization as a theoretical foundation of their study. This concept proposed by Xian suggests that the language learning and culture understanding are deeply intertwined. Culture conceptualization involves cognitive process of sematization and categorization that occur through shared experience and cultural knowledge. Okay, I want to mention the relevant literature that support the theory in the study context. The authors cite Sharifin to support their claim that culture conceptualization is key to language learning. It supports the idea that understanding a foreign language requires understanding its associated culture, which can be achieved by drawing on learners on culture experiences. And the next, I want to discuss from the author's stance. The authors position themselves as extending the exciting research on digital storytelling in English foreign language. They acknowledge the positive impacts of digital storytelling reported in previous studies, but highlight the gap in research concerning the use of local culture-based material in a monocultural context. Their study aims to contribute to filling this gap and exploring the potential benefits of integrating local culture themes into digital storytelling projects, particularly for vocabulary development and motivation. I want to explain the research method in the article. The first is research design. The study employs a qualitative case study approach. This design is suitable because it allows for in-depth exploration of a specific phenomenon, DST, in the Indonesian English foreign language context within its real-world setting. The second is research context. The study was conducted at one junior high school in East Java, Indonesia, with a sample of 30 students. The author described the student prior experience with English and reliance on textbook material. And then the next participant recruitment. Students were recruited voluntarily and provided with ethical information about the study. Okay, the next is intervention in the study. The study involved a 10-week intervention using a project-based learning approach to data collection. The study utilized 5 main data collection method, namely groups interview, reflective journal, classroom observation, digital storytelling products, and data analysis. Maybe that's all for me. And as I say, Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.